everyone's looking for the young guy. They're looking for McVay. I think take a shot out Todd Bowles, get him a second shot at head coach, and see if he can do it.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
It's crazy. And our kids will know how great Tom Brady is because he's going to be playing.
Yes, it is 15.0%.
That's what the Yankees brought Garrett Cole to do.
He was a 6th-round pick. This is a fairy tale story that's being written in front of our eyes.
People like to call them their JV team, and they just stole one of their better players.
They didn't struggle against the Padres. The Padres didn't really put up a fight in most of the games.
Jerry Jones, hope you're listening.
Hi, I'm Landon Bowe, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NHL Opinions of the Week. It's a little later this time than previous years, but here is our video for championship teams that are championship or bust. We have a couple teams that we've had on the past few years, and that is Washington and the Bruins. I was kind of think we'll talk about those two together, and then we'll go through the other teams. But if you're new to this, we have chosen 6 teams for this list that if they do not make it to the Stanley Cup, their season is a bust, no matter what. And there are various reasons why teams can be on this list, but it is a list we made together. So, Austin, I'll let you talk about the Bruins first.
Best team in hockey. No one right now can decline it through 40 games. At least at the point of this recording, they played 40 games. They're 32-4-4. As a Bruins fan, I've been utterly awed. While I did expect them to make the playoffs again after Bergeron returned and Krejci came back, I did not anticipate this, and no one, in my opinion, can tell me. I mean, I'm a Bruins fan. I did not think they were going to be this good. Pasternak's been one of the best players in the league, and while I probably still would have had them on this list if we did it when we normally do it, their start to this season has cemented my opinion that they are championship or bust.
Yeah, I agree with that, and definitely having the best record has pushed the idea that they are a team that's championship or bust. And I think you mentioned with Bergeron's age, and Marchand, they're the only 2 guys left, but they're still main key players for this team and their success. And then the same thing can be said for Washington, as Ovechkin keeps getting older, keeps setting records this season, and that whole roster's getting older, and we've said this past few years. So that's why they're on this list, because when you have a great scorer like Ovechkin, you want to be in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of other players playing well. Gustafsson starting to play well. Backstrom, TJ Oshie. Other players are starting to contribute, and I think Ovechkin's push for the most goals in NHL history has really rallied this team around the coaching staff and trying to win our championship for him.
Yeah, I would agree. So those are the first 2 teams, and then I said another team, that's the Florida Panthers. They haven't done well this year, but last year they were number 1 in their conference, but they failed to make it to the final. Why are they on this list, Austin?
Yeah, so many of these teams are on this list because of what the additions they've made in the past to the present, but I mean, this team's no different. And have we had this team on the list before?
I don't think so.
Because I'm trying to remember who we had last year.
I'm pretty sure last year was Capitals, Bruins, Stars, or
I know we had Avalanche too, I believe.
Oh yeah, Avalanche was there too.
But there was a lot expecting of this team to start the year, and especially because of all the additions they made. definitely don't see them having a successful year if they don't make it to the Cup. What are your thoughts?
I believe last year we had Boston, Vegas, Islanders, Carolina. No, that's year before. Oh, I found it. It's Vegas. Nope. So yeah, I think it may have been that one that I said. So Florida was not on that, but yeah, I agree that trade they swung for the fences to get even better hasn't worked out, but still there is that lingering question of if they don't make the championship, the season's kind of a waste.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
Now we go to Vegas, which they've ever since their incredible run their first year, the ownership even before that was like, we are going to win a Stanley Cup in the first 6 years. Well, the check has come due for that comment, as it is the 6 year, and they are very strict, or strict isn't the right word for it, but commanding with them firing coaches. Pete DeBauer was he the second coach hired, or even third?
Yes, he was their second head coach, I believe.
Okay. He was fired last year. They brought in Bruce Cassidy, who won a Stanley Cup with the Bruins. So they have a tight rope on, or tight leash for the Bruins, or for their head coach. So that's why they're on this list. And they've swung for big trades as long as they have been a team.
Yeah, Bruce Cassidy actually did not win a championship with the Bruins as a head coach. He was their head coach when they made it in 18-19, but he was not on the team when they won it. But yes, still, it's a high value. He's been a coach of the year. He's made it to a Stanley Cup final, and the way the Eichel trade before, and all the expectations, like you said, I think you mentioned this here, but you definitely mentioned it before. Their window that they gave themselves. This is the last year of that window, and I think many Vegas fans would be rightly angered if they don't stay true to that.
Yeah, I would agree, and thanks for catching me. I just remember him being the longest. He was one of the first or longest tenured coaches in the NHL before he left the Bruins.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just thought it was with 2011. But thanks for checking on or correcting me. So I believe we are missing Carolina. They're also on this list, so I haven't said Carolina yet till now. So why are they on this list?
Carolina's on this list because of past successes. They've made it to the playoffs a lot, but also they just have a really good team, really good goaltending, and they're just well built. Their team is good, and really the only step up from here is to make it to a cup. They have a 713 point percentage right now, and even before the year, I definitely expected them to be really good. I don't know what else they can grow in besides making it to a cup, and that's why they're on the list.
Yeah, I agree. Their core has been together for a while, so I think it's time that they start pushing. And then the final team that we have is Pittsburgh. We've said this a couple times for other teams, but Sidney Crosby is not getting any younger. So that's why, and their core just keeps getting older with Crosby. So they keep trying, and whenever they're in the converse being talked about, they're talking about getting another Stanley Cup win for Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, and Malkin and Chris Letang, and Letang obviously had a stroke and is now back playing, which is amazing. But the age of the good players is really why they're on this list. How long they can go with this core that's already 1-3, that's the question, and that's why they're on this list. Also, the past experience, I believe, also puts them on this list. There's a lot of older players on Toronto, and they have a lot of good young pieces, but they haven't made it out of the first round since basically when I was born. The last time they made it out of the first round was in 2004. I don't know about you, Kevin, but I don't remember when in 2004.
I would not remember that either.
Yeah, so That's why they're not on this list, is that they have not proven that they could win. But the Penguins, they've won in my lifetime that I can actually remember watching, and they have legends of the game who their only way they can actually have a successful season at this point is to win. I think a lot of players that are really good and future Hall of Famers reach that point in their career where the only thing you can really do to make your career worthwhile is to actually win. You're not doing it just to do it.
Yeah, I would agree. And another team that should be mentioned that was on this list last year was Colorado, and they won the championship, so they're exempt. They get a grace period for a year. And then Tampa, I think they've excelled, so the pressure is off for a year as well. And then Edmonton, just not there yet, even though in a few years they could be on this list. Any other teams you want to mention on why they're not on this list?
Besides that, they won it.
Besides what?
About the Avalanche, besides that they won it.
Well, no, or just any other teams I didn't mention or anything.
Not just the Avalanche. Okay, well, the Rangers were another team I was thinking about putting on this list after making it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But I after the start they've had to this season, and I don't know how many additions they made, they still are probably 1 year away before I consider them true contenders. Other teams that could have been on this list include Tampa because of how good their team is, but after you've won 2 and have been to 3, like they are championship or bust, but like they can't have a successful season, but their season's not a bust. Like the only way they can have a successful year is if they win again. I would agree with that statement, but it also championship or bust really means that the fans would feel gutted if they didn't win it, and I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I would agree. And the Rangers I thought about, but to me they're still relatively young. I almost considered the Islanders, but seems like they're taking a step back after Barry Trotz left last year. So that's all I got. Anything else, Austin?
Nope.
And hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know what you think and make sure to check out all our other videos. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.